What I'm going to say probably might upset a lot of certain people out there, but there's no such thing as the geologic column. It doesn't exist any place on planet Earth except in the textbooks. If there was a place of the geologic column, it would be 1,100 miles thick. And the fact is, like, the supposed geologic column you're thinking about is you found the fossils in the order that you're always trying to find them in. You see, the geologic column is basically the Bible for the evolutionist. But it's interesting, isn't it? There often seems to be sea creatures, whether it be oysters or fish and such and so, and amphibians like right after them, and then a lot of land animals and a lot of birds perhaps at the top. People say, oh, that's because it's sort of based upon evolution. No, that's the geologic column. Well, perhaps there's another way to look at this. We both have the same evidence, the same Earth, the same fossils, the same people groups, the same animals, and we're interpreting them differently because of our conflicting worldviews. What if all those fossils are sort of based upon a flood? And of course, where's all this dirt coming from? It's all piled on top of each other. Those don't represent different ages. It just represents different hydrologic sorting and sorting of the different parts and chemicals of different layers of soil and so on. Perhaps it's all based upon a flood. You know, when a flood happens, seashells and sea animals, they're already at the bottom. And if birds are at the top of the geologic column, then those are the last animals to actually outrun a flood. Perhaps they're based upon their mobility. Did you know that seashells and clams and fish cannot run very well? And birds are perhaps the last ones to outrun a flood. Perhaps they're sort of based upon their habitat or their intelligence. As far as anyone can tell, oyster shells and seashells and a lot of clam shells and sea creatures, they're not too bright. And a lot of birds, I mean, they're quick to try to avoid and run away from a lot of disasters when they happen. I mean, even the people would try to like outrun a flood if it would actually happen. So that's just what I want to make and say, very short and sweet. It's trying to say that basically the geologic column is not the geologic column. It's just a lot of different layers of strata sorted based upon a flood. I mean, you can get a jar of dirt, fill it with water, and shake it up, and set it down for you. It'll sort out into layers for you in a few minutes. That's science.